Ahoy, and welcome to a new episode of Salvaged Treasure Reviews. Today we'll be looking at Y-MSF Gabara Test Shot. Now, as with most Y-MSFs, Gabara here is entirely made out of vinyl. This one in particular has no paint on it. As for its sculpt, it is fairly accurate to the film, much more so than the previous incarnation of Gabara from the Y-MSF line. This is the second variation that they released. This one is a bit taller, has a closed mouth. Oh, Jesus, getting caught on my gloves! Trying to be professional here. Closed mouth, and no longer has movable hands. Let's get a close up look of its face. Is this thing autofocus? Or no? Okay, there we go. As you can see, here is the mouth closed. Unfortunately, because of the lighting, I don't think you can see the neck properly, so let's move them here. If we look closely, you can see that they put in like these air holes, or I suppose sight holes, for the actor in the suit. Very nice. And I'm not sure if this is for all the figures. I heard this was an issue with the initial run, but the gap in between the two segments of the torso and the bottom is quite significant. Like, look at this thing. It looks like he was sawed in half. Like, what the fuck? Oh no, I was gonna try and not curse as much. I apologize. I've been told I have a sailor's mouth. Okay. Well, is it better if I just do it like this? Yeah? Okay. You know what, from now on I'm just gonna hold my fingers like this. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a wallpaper shot right there. Save that. Okay, let's get into the history of this bad boy. Gabara is an enemy from a Godzilla film that is widely considered to be one of the worst in the series. Primarily because it doesn't actually have to do with Godzilla. I know, shocking, right? It's really quite bad, actually. Like, all jokes aside, it's kind of... I mean, look at this thing. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, except for the fact that you're not actually seeing the colors, and this thing is supposed to be bright teal with blues and yellows and all kinds of ungodly colors all over it. And there's a fine explanation for that. It's because this is basically the boogeyman of some small child, and all of the Godzilla and all the monsters and stuff are just in his dreams, in his imagination, because he's being bullied at school because he's a big loser. He's a geek, he's a loser, he deserves to be beat up, and then he gets beat up, and that's the story. Whether there's a resolution or not, I quite frankly don't remember, because that is how unmemorable it is to me. I also remember that Minya makes an appearance in this film, and boy does he look like shit. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into the history of the actual figure. That was the history of the movie. My bad. I am, as you could tell, I'm a little bit excited because this figure is phenomenal. Yeah, I didn't curse. It's phenomenal. It's a good-ass figure is what I'm trying to say. I bought this from eBay many years ago. When? I don't know. The description was confusing. It seemed to be a bit broken English, but that's fine. Either way, it said that this was a test shot of Gabara. And that was basically all I remember that it said. And it was clearly a Y-MSF. And at the time, finding Y-MSFs on eBay was not nearly as easy as it is now. There are some more, but either way, I didn't have a Gabara figure at the time, because I don't like Gabara, and all Gabara figures are expensive as hell. So there was no incentive for me to get a Gabara figure except for the completionist inside of me. So I saw this, and I managed to get it for a very, very cheap price. I don't remember what it is, but it was unbelievably affordable for a Gabara figure. And years later, I mean, I full well knowing that, you know, it said prototype, it said test shot, it said all these things, but I didn't really know much about any of that. But I finally went to Tempting Toys. If you find their Gabara page, which I will be putting up right here, and I'm going to leave a link into the description, whatever, I don't say that often, in the description, there will be a link to the webpage where you can find the initially sold this version of Gabara with the paint, and they have it standing next to this very same figure. Like, this is, and straight up in the description it says, this test shot is not for sale. I was like, oh wow, that guy who sold this to me wasn't full of shit. At least to my knowledge. Now, I have never found any information about any more black Gabaras. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe several people sold, black unpainted Gabaras, but I've never heard of it. I've never found any others. And the crease around the center seems very similar to the one in the image. And to hammer it further, there is a video Tempting Toys released detailing the differences between this Gabara and the previous version of Gabara they had, and they're both the black test shots. So, behold, probably one of the rarest figures you will ever see. Gabara's still not my favorite, not gonna lie, but the history behind this figure makes it all the more worth it. I think it's fantastic. I think that it looks way better black, actually. I think it actually looks kind of cool as black, and not blue and yellow and a whole bunch of other rainbow terrible colors. Now, let's move on to the seaworthiness test. I know. Wait, have I done that yet? If I haven't done that yet, it's because there were multiple takes of different figures that have never gone up because I am a huge failure. Don't mind Scooby. Why did I remove that? Oh man, am I rusty? I haven't done a review in a long time, okay guys? Give me a break. Let me just, So, seaworthiness test. Not bad, actually. Looks pretty damn seaworthy to me. A little big but he's holding out. He's holding out. He's sailing. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to give this guy like a 6.7. You know what? No. There's more than that, especially for this right here where he looks like he's holding onto the mast. I'd give him a 7.7 on the seaworthiness test. That is one seaworthy monster. Too bad he's still shit. Oh well. I guess... Oh. No. I guess update on hardware and what's been going on with our reviews and stuff. As of right now, I am using a camcorder that is apparently available from my school. My university allows us to use camcorders basically for free. So, damn. Which means, that I can take video without needing to use a webcam, technically. I can see that there is a beetle that has just infiltrated my goddamn workspace. Anyway. But do not expect this to be the norm. I don't know how often I'll be able to get it. I don't know any other thing. This might be disorienting to see the thing swaying back and forth. Let me put it down. Don't want to be that guy, See you next time on Salvaged Treasure Review.